Hi guys, this is Chery on the channel. This is the stand array for the Xi'an Auto Show. Let's have a look. In this video, we are going to have GWM, IM, Huawei and other vehicles. Alright, first stand we are going to have IM, and this IM is going to be available in overseas market under the MG brand. I believe we are having this in the Australian market, but not sure about the New Zealand market just yet. This is the new L6. L6 is more like a medium-sized electric vehicle, and kind of competes with things like Model 3 overall. Very cool looking design. This one is the option for many other things. You can see the logos at the back. You can personalize many things overall. This is red design. It's a special design. This one is called LS6, medium size SUV, compared with things like a Tesla Model Y overall. Frameless mirrors and yoke steering. Yes, you can do option for yoke steering, or you can do half steering or full steering, whatever you like. I believe the screen also goes up and down, depends on the configuration. I think the yoke steering does make sense when you have the nice digital dashboard like that, but it feels different. Where should we put the door handle? No way. Oh, you have to put that way. All right, there we go. Ooh, this feels premium. I love the IM. The design overall, very premium. Leather wrapped steering, leather wrapped seats, leather wrapped center console. Tap the screen over here. You can control many settings or do home screen. You can also control a lot of things over here. You can see everyone's just walking around. It's like raining as well. Is it raining outside? I'm not sure, but it feels like raining. You can do navigation over here. I believe you can make it larger. Can you go out, or does it only show navigation? I think it may only show navigation. But over here you get your app controls. It's all connected to the network, of course. Center console is nice. That feels premium. Oh, you can actually see, well, there we go. You can actually see the rear view mirror over here. That's funny. I haven't really driven this car before, but everyone says the chassis is built very nicely. It's got massage seats. It's got heated cooling function, heated steering. Yeah, overall this feels great. I believe this is likely going to be available in the Australian market, maybe in the New Zealand market. We'll see. And same with the L6, which is a sedan version. It's likely to be in the New Zealand market, but will be available in the Australian market. The door process opens, and let's look at the back. There's a little bit of resistance when you open the door because it's an electric door opening. This feels really spacious. That's called my legroom over there. Seats are all the way back. Seats are very comfy. There's just a nice paddings over here. That's really cool. Hopefully I can adjust the seat space. I don't think I can. I can't find anything. But yeah, this feels good. Glass roof on the top. Nobody likes it, but you can probably have a cover from the aftermarket company. This is a nice place. This is really cool. This is nice. Love that. Press this. There's a little bit, just a hesitation overall when you open that. Charge port is over here. And then boot. Where do I open the boot? There we go. Press that. Opening boot. Large size, large dimension, and large under tray as well. That doesn't open, but yeah, this is large. This is good. That's this. And again, in the Chinese market, you can do many things. Fireworks, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, whatever you want to do, but only available when the vehicle does not move. I love the shape of the LS6 and even the IM designs. It's not a bad looking car at all. The vehicle feels really nice. Hopefully we'll be able to drive this in the New Zealand or Australian market. So we'll see how it goes. Again, this is the L6, and over here we should have the L6 as well. So let's have a look at the L6. The interior feels very similar to the LS6 as well. So yeah, wrapped around steering and wrapped around screens. Yeah, the door handle feels, you can feel the resistance when you open it. Then that opens, yeah. There's a little bit hesitation over here. Boot opens by pressing this button again. It's a lift back style, so not really wide, but it's reasonably long. Yeah, quite cool looking car. Now this is L6 again, so yeah, same L6. And let's look at the front. But nice. I quite like the design, honestly. I'm not going to go for the yoke steering, but I do think the yoke steering may make sense for some people. But yeah, that's a cool interior. Now the next time we are going to head to GWM. GWM, again, many sub-brands. We have the Power or the Canon, Haval, Tank, and WEY, and Aura, and other things. So we're gonna walk through different vehicles. This is the Canon. So Canon just the Ute orientated. So you get the standard Canon. You also get the Canon Alpha. This is the Canon Alpha like off-road sedans. And yeah, we've seen that in New Zealand, so we're not gonna focus on that. And next one is the Aura. You get Aura Cat, which is again available in New Zealand. We're gonna see that. H5 is not available in the New Zealand Australian market, but this is a cool car. I really like this for the size and dimensions. This is a lot longer than a standard medium-sized SUV on the market. So you do get big 5-seater. They are not even going to bring the 7-seater version. And this is still also budget friendly. You can potentially go a little bit off-road on this. There's diff-lock available, there's 4-wheel drive available, there's petrol powered available. But at the same time, we're going to show you the boot, because the boot is the killing part of this vehicle. Press this. Look at the boot, it's huge. It's got so long, I can't even reach the rear seats when you go to the boot. So technically you can use this vehicle as maybe a Ute configuration, but it's not really a Ute. It drives like an SUV, but you are getting a huge amount of space from here to the second row. I can't even reach it. I can't reach as far, that's as far as I can reach. It's just impressive overall for what it offers, for the dimensions and things like that. Anyway, that's the Haval H5. Hopefully they will bring something like this to the New Zealand market, because I think this suits many people. You don't have to tow a trailer, you can put everything at the back. Look at the wheelbase. Second row is still spacious, but then you get a huge card lines over here that's just purely for storage and luggage. That's what we need for the New Zealand market. Now, next one we have the H6. This is kind of the earlier generation. We are going to get a newer generation over here. This will be available in New Zealand market. I think maybe by the time I release this video, you will see this on the road already. Anyway, the most major point is going to be the interior. Now it's a column shifter for the gear selector, tablet screen. So the console is a lot better wrapped around. They also improved the chassis, made it a little bit more solid. In the Chinese market, you are going to get a plug-in hybrid or petrol power, but in the New Zealand market, we're going to get a hybrid and then plug-in hybrid later on potentially. The running tail lights are now gone from the last generation. Now it's just the individual tail lights over here. Press this. Boot, still power tailgate. I think the overall dimension looks identical to the last generation, about 500 to 600 liters of boot volume. So yeah, not too bad. It's going to sell really well for the new generation, since there's just more improvements and it's going to be popular on the market nevertheless. Now this vehicle here, we may see it in the New Zealand or Australian market. This is called the GWM Big Dog. Yeah, very funny name in the Chinese market. In New Zealand, we may get this as a Haval H7. Again, we're not sure. Hopefully we'll see it. They are still testing this. So what this vehicle is for, it's kind of maybe a smaller version of the, maybe let's say, a Tank 300 or budget version of the Tank 300. So you are going to get a rugged looking, but again, relatively inexpensive, still heaps of space at the back. Now the interior looks rather ridiculous. Steering buttons looks quite similar to the Tank 300. Piano black finish over here. Gear shifter is like Tank 300. But when you step inside, you are going to get this ridiculous dashboard. It's a full dashboard panel. I'm not sure what this panel is going to use for, but you got that projector over there. So yeah, it's quite strange, isn't it? But this feels really nice. This feels really nice. Interior quality feels really good. Carbon fiber look, wireless phone charging, USB charging, and the storage center console. This is a nice place actually. I feel like I like this a little bit more than the current 300 that we are selling in the New Zealand market. Again, all the rugged looking door handles, everything is over there. Leather seats, looks rather premium. It's a nice place to be. But then when I see this is another Big Dog. This is the 2024 version. So this is maybe the first generation Big Dog. That means these will have a slightly different interior, smaller screens, not the pop-up like tablet screens, but overall dimensions, overall driving style looks very similar to the second generation. And now this is another car that everyone wants in the new market, but they are not available or unlikely to be available. This is the Haval H9. Consider this as a budget version of the Tank 500 that's available in the New Zealand market right now. So slightly like a longer wheelbase than something like a Big Dog at the front, available in the 7-seat or 5-seater configuration. So yeah, this is a more of a premium, slightly more off-roader oriented vehicle. You can go off-road on this. You can also do it as a family vehicle. The whole thing looks a little bit different from the Tank 300. Do you like this? I'm not sure, but a lot of people have been asking about the Haval H9. There's no news that this will hit the New Zealand market. Since we've got the Tank 500, we kind of don't need a replica or a cheaper replica of this at this stage. Now, next one is this is the Haval Raptor. Again, Haval just do so many boxy shape off-roader looking vehicles on the market. This is another one of them. I actually don't know much about this car, but what I can tell you is just again another budget friendly. The Raptor is also, I think it's plug-in hybrid. They're available in the High 4 or High 4T, something like that. This is High 4, so plug-in hybrid, 4-wheel drive. Again, interior-wise, it looks very similar to the new, like the Haval H9 or Haval new Big Dog or something like that. So yeah, just wrap around steering. This is a little bit bigger than the Big Dog, a bit more premium than the Big Dog, as far as I can see. Now over here we have the Haval, I can't remember what we call this, a Haval Dragon or something like that, Max. This is basically similar to the Haval H6, but in a plug-in hybrid version. Slightly bigger batteries and all. Again, looks shape-wise looks very similar to the Haval H6, plug-in hybrids only, but a bit more premium because you got a better finish overall. We're going to step into this one to have a look at the interior. So you can see the interior feels, yeah, a bit more polished than the H6. I think this is just a smidge larger than the H6 as well. Dashboard feels larger, and yeah, the center console, the build quality feels better. This is also a popular car in the Chinese market. You can see the reason. You can see the long wheelbase as well. Now the boot, that feels like a Haval H6 size. So yeah, similar as always. Then the next vehicle is the Tank 400. This sits in between the Tank 300 and the Tank 500. It's a very cool off-roader vehicle as well, very capable, and it's available in the High 4T, which is plug-in hybrid, or the 2.4 liter turbo diesel. This just gives you all the cyber truck look, inspiration from all the angles. It looks nothing like the Tank 300, which is a standard off-roader boxy shape. This looks nothing like that. We open this, you can see the boot is quite lifted up, so not much space actually. But the interior is also very different from the standard Tank 300 versions. There we go, you can see the interior. So yeah, very similar maybe from some of the Tank 300 and 500 combination. Nothing too crazy, but again, everything feels solid, everything feels rugged. It's only 5 seats. It's not a long vehicle. Size-wise, probably similar to the 300, but bigger, but less than the 500 for sure. Now here we have the Tank 500. This is the High 4T. High 4T is going to be available in the New Zealand market soon. They are saying it's going to be end of this year for the 500 High 4T. Plug-in hybrids, that means you are going to get the best of both worlds. This interior feels again very similar to the New Zealand version, but the dashboard has different system. The interior has different system, but the functions, the seats looks very similar. And let's look at the second row. That's the same. I think the Chinese version do have a better armrest over here. There we go. You get touch buttons over here, and you get tablet screen to control the seats, for the cooling, for the massaging at the back row. So that's quite premium. We don't get that in the New Zealand market, by the way. Now we have the Tank 300. This is a new Tank 300 2025 version. We don't see that in New Zealand or Australian market. There hasn't been much changes from the exterior, apart from small panels here and there. Engine has been tuned just a little bit better in some way, but the most changes are going to be the interior. Look at the interior. It carries on the basically other Haval brands. Let's look at that. So first thing, different steering overall. You are now getting like the Tesla looking buttons over here. And then the biggest part is going to be the gear shifter and gear control, which is now located behind the steering. You don't get the big chunky steering anymore. Over here we are getting the indicator, windscreen wipers. The digital dashboard feels similar to the last generation, maybe a smidge bigger. You can see the interior, you can see all the things. This also got like parallel parking assist as far as I can see. And then you don't get the wraparound like a dual screens. Instead, you are getting this sort of tablet screen that pops up on the top. You can't really tilt, it just stays there. But this is much more modernized. A lot of people didn't like the whole design of the things, but I think this looks rather nice. It's not as rugged as the previous generation was, but you can see this has so much improvement in terms of usability. Cooling seats, everything is going to be there. Voice command, all that things are going to be there. And you can see the faster processor feels a bit more easy to use instead of reaching towards the front. But do you like this sort of design? Let me know in the comments. Over here, we're going to get the buttons to control your air cons. I still love that on the GWM Tank series. 2 wireless phone chargings over here, drive mode selections, and also 4-wheel drive selections. Cooling heated seats, auto hold, auto stop start, driving profiles, defog, front and back, all the safety controls and also off-road controls over here. Cup holders are still quite deep and they're not easy to reach if you're going to have a coffee, water, or anything like that. Center storage is not changed. Over here, still storm storage underneath as well. The door panels feels identical to the last generation. I don't think there's much changes. Wrapped around leathers overall, buttons, all the door handles feel similar. Even on the top, the glass roof feels very, very similar. So yeah, major changes of steering, dashboard, screen, and center console. That's what's between the old generation Tank 300 and the new generation Tank 300. Now going to the back door, and this is the similar, so same sort of seats, leathers, and space and size has no change again. Just slightly more colors that's available on the Chinese versions. This is the sort of pale yellow color, rugged looking, but not many people will choose this. I think standard white or black is still going to be the most popular colors, or gray or silver, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is the new Tank 300. Now this is the king of the king, the Tank 700. This is so big that to the level that it's taller than me and to so much dimensions. This car is just so crazy in terms of dimensions when you see it in person. When you see it in the video, you can't really tell, but you can tell the height of the vehicle compared to other people's when they walk past. This has probably way more presence on the road in front of you compared to even a Mercedes G-Class in some way. Let's step inside. This one has the brown leather, which I don't think I'll be a fan of, but yeah, that's the interior. Digital dashboard, head-up display, everything's going to be whatever you can think of. Oh, the clock can be changed, that's quite cool. You can do stop start too, that's nice. Buttons over here, screens over here, and yeah, big screens over here. And yeah, on the top even wrapped Alcantara's interior trims. So yeah, everything's really nice. You can change the drive mode. You still get the traditional gear shifter or electronic gear shifter. Handbrake, press the button. That's over here. Huge storage, that's nice. So yeah, these cars, you can feel it, you're sitting on the second floor in terms of the dimensions of the things. The door trims feel rugged, but super premium on the wrap leather as well. Now the last part of the GWM group stand is going to be a premium brand. They are calling this as a Blue Mountain or High Mountain, whatever you want to name it. They focus on luxury, sort of luxury focused SUVs or MPVs. Like this is the Blue Mountain, like a medium size SUV or medium to large size SUV. They're all just quite premium, and the interior feels a lot nicer than the Haval standard. But yeah, they're not going to be available in the New Zealand or Australian market as of yet, so we're going to skip that. The next stand is called Hongmeng Zhixing, which is a HIMA, whatever you want to call it. This is more of a Huawei's brand or chip powered vehicle, but manufactured by some other markets. For example, the Wenjie is Aito, it's produced by Ceres, and they have M5, M7, M9, and then the newest M8. This is the most popular car I can see on the stand. So many people watching these vehicles, but yeah, they are again medium to large size SUVs available in pure EV or range extended EV only. So everything is all plug-in either way. Very, very premium, so many features. I've driven the M9 last year. If you want to check my video, you can see the interior finishes. It's hard for me to get inside this car to show you what it is like. Consider the M8 is like the M9 but smaller version in some way basically. And now we have the M5. This is a sporty looking medium or to small size SUV, again available in EV or range extend EV. And then next one is the M8 again. That's the halo car or show car of these stands. It's popular. They sell so many every year or every month, sorry, every week. Let's sneak inside of this one. Look at the wraparound steering. Look at the wraparound dashboard. You have 3 screens, big heads-up display. You can do everything. There's also a drop-down screens over here, and that's a projector, by the way. So you can see the whole projector. You can see the chair seats. This is a 6-seat configuration or 7 seats, I think, in some versions. But 6-seater is the version you can get for most people because you got the run-through tunnels over here. Kids can sit at the back, and yeah, that's the cool part of it. Now, next car under the HIMA group is the Stellator. This is the S9. It's a super premium, luxurious sedan, competes with things like a Mercedes S-Class overall. There are many new features available on this car, active dampers and things like that. Huge, like mounted LiDAR controls on the top that help with the assisted driving features. And this one is another one, Luxeed R7. So this is actually produced by Chery Group, but using the Huawei chip. So they do a lot of this under this group. And then the S7, again, there's just so many cars, but I think the M5 to M9, all those ones are the most popular vehicles. And right now the M8 is the popular one. I think these cars starting price is around 350,000 Chinese yuan, which is around maybe 70,000-80,000 US dollars. Being a luxury 6-seater SUV with plug-in hybrid or EV power, this is exceptionally well priced in the Chinese market. Now, this is the next brand is Li Auto. This is not available in the New Zealand market, but many have said they really want the Li Auto to go overseas market. So Li Auto only does range extended EV or pure electric vehicle. And there are quite a few SUVs they are producing. The L6 is the smallest one, and this is something like a Audi Q5 sort of size. Then they also do the big L8, L7, L9. L9 will be the biggest sort of 7 or 6-seaters available on the Li Auto stand or Li Auto group. You can pretty much sit 6 to 7 adult-sized people at the back, which is really cool. All their cars are just really fancy in overall designs and dimensions. You can see the dual screen. And they also have one of the best voice command systems that's available on the market. And all the Li Auto pretty much have identical the front in terms of all the designs from L6, L7, L8, L9. Basically dual screen panels with all the gesture controls, with all the center controls. There's no dashboard, by the way. This is your dashboard. You can control the panel, you can adjust a few things, but all of them get a big head-up display. You can see navigation, voice command, everything like that. The cool thing about the Li Auto, they have one of the best voice command systems available on the market. And the last one is the Li Auto Mega. Mega is a luxury people mover. This has one of the best people mover interior and experience you can get on the Li Auto group. And the new one has now got the swivel adjustment seats with some improvements, buttons here and there. Soft closing doors are also available. Electric doors, of course, are available. This has one of the most controversial rear designs you can get on the market. Many people don't like it, many people may like it. But they are available on the pure electric version only. This is not a range extended EV, by the way. Now the next stand is AVATR. AVATR is also powered by Huawei chip and Huawei smart drive system, but the manufacturer is Changan Group. It's a purely new brand, focuses on range extended EV and also electric vehicle only. The newer one is called the 06, sporty looking sedans, not too huge, but still got plenty of space, everything. And then they also got the Halo car 012. This is very expensive, you can't touch this. And also the AVATR 11. 11 is more of a medium luxury size sedans, available pure EV or range extended EV. The design cues about the AVATR brand is there's no rear windscreen. You can't see anything else. They do have the mounted camera for you to see everything at the back, but there's no rear windscreen on many products. But the interior looks really cool. It's just a beautiful interior. People may argue the dashboard is hard to see because it's so far between the steering and the dashboard. But yeah, the interior is nice quality. Look at the buttons. You can do so many adjustments. I don't think this will make the way out to the New Zealand, Australian market as of yet. But nevertheless, it's a really cool brand to see on the road on the Chinese market. Now the next brand is Exceed. Exceed is under the Chery group. They produces some affordable like electric or plug-in hybrid vehicles. You can see the CDM name again. CDM is Chery's plug-in hybrid technology. So yeah, they do produce here and there different vehicles. I think some of the Exceed, like this one, is available in the overseas market. Some of the design over here looks quite close to some Omodas here and there. But yeah, even some of the grille design of this looks like a Tiggo 7. But yeah, they are available. They also sell relatively okay. You are going to see them on the road, but I don't know much about them, so we're going to skip this stand. Next one I'm looking forward is the Zeekr. Zeekr has come to Australia for the Zeekr X and Zeekr 009, but they haven't come to New Zealand just yet. So let's look at the 7X. So that's going to be the next product that's going to be in the Australian market. Mid to large size SUV, compete with something like a Tesla Model Y, or even much more premium brand like a Mercedes or BMW. Interior feels really cool, just like all the other Zeekr brands. You can see this is a nice place to be. I love the Zeekr brand, Zeekr design, everything. Everything feels really nice. Flat bottom, flat top steering. Dashboard is also just a curved shape as all the other Zeekr brands. Center screen, just like always, you are going to get many features. You're going to see everything about the car, and that's open, that's closed, whatever. You can do physical buttons over here, wireless phone charging, storage over here, cup holders over here, wrapped around. You don't have to choose the white interior, by the way. You can choose many colors available. On the top, it's got glass covers. I think there's a shade you can close, by the way. There we go, there is a shade, so I'm gonna do that. The door handle, by the way, press the brake. Oh, does it go? Electric doors? No. So some of them will go electric doors, but not this one. So yes, this is the manual doors, by the way. So yeah, this is a cool car. I hope we're going to be able to test drive this at some point to show you what it is like. Now at the back seats, that opens. So that's the electric doors again. So there's a little bit hesitation, just as always. Seats is so flat, so long. Look at the base, electric adjustments. Just so much availability at the back. That's the cool thing compared to the Tesla Model Y. This feels a bit more premium at the back. Now, what about the boot? So I remember you have to press somewhere around here. All right, that took me a lot of time to find the power buttons. Anyway, boot size is going to be maybe similar to a Model Y. Extended storage, that's not bad. Some extended storage, that's not bad as well. Probably not as big as the Model Y in terms of depth, but still very useful for the size of this car. Everything feels really chunky on this car. Big tires and yeah, chunky designs. You get the Zeekr logo that running through the tail lights. Yeah, I actually love the Zeekr 7X. That's a cool looking car. So this has the similar platform as the 007. Very different in terms of all the dimensions. So yeah, cool car. Now other vehicles, we have the 009 that's been out for quite some time. They did some refreshment between 2024 and 2025. I think this is the best looking Zeekr on the lineup. It's more like a shooting brake style with beautiful driving dynamics. I've never driven one, but everyone just talks about it. It is one of the best driving Zeekr you can buy on the market. It's not too small. It kind of goes like a Kia EV6 in terms of specification or the dimensions overall, over 5 meters long. So it's not a small car at all. But yeah, very cool, very premium. Unfortunately, they're not going to make their way to the New Zealand market. Now, next one is another cool car that Zeekr just made. This is called the 007 GT. So on the further end, you're going to see 007. That came from last year. So that was the sort of mid to large size sedan, just over, again, 5 meters long with a long wheelbase. Driving dynamics really good. Now they've made this as a shooting brake, maybe shooting brake. They are calling this as a GT. So you got sloping roof around the back. It's more acceptable for some people. Again, I just love the Zeekr brand in terms of designs, everything. The boot feels good, not too small, but not too big either. And now design the front, big chunky black bars with the LED lights, of course. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of the front. That's the same story with the 007. But yeah, nevertheless, the interior feels cool. The body shape from the side looks quite cool. Again, it's a pure electric vehicle. The Zeekr brand only do pure electric. They don't do anything else apart from the pure electric. And yeah, that's the interior. Last one, that's the Zeekr X, still an interesting looking car. We have that in Australia, not in New Zealand just yet. I'm not going to dive deep into that. And then next one is the AION. So AION is the motor group or pure electric motor vehicle under GAC. So GAC is another company that's going to be in the New Zealand market. The first one is called AION UT. AION UT is a small, cute shape electric car. These compete with something like a Wuling Bingo or what we had on the Geely standard, Geely Xiaomi, the standard Xiaomi. So small electric car, not too big, really inexpensive, some storage space, but still enough to carry 4 people or 5 people inside the vehicle. Now this is the interior. Again, not too bad, doesn't look too cheap, but you can feel it's not super premium either, let's put it that way. Now next one is AION RT. I don't think that's going to come to New Zealand. That's a medium-sized sedan by the look of it. I'm not a big fan. UT is another one. You can see the lines at the front. That's actually a cool design of the LED running, I think. And then you got the AION V. AION V is a medium-sized SUV. Yeah, again, pure electric only. They only do pure electric. It's quite boxy shape in some way and heaps of space. The cool thing about every single AION cars is no matter what the size is, you are going to get a huge amount of space. There's no shortage of space on this one. Then the next one is this car. I really want this in New Zealand market because I think this will fit for many New Zealanders and also even Uber drivers, because this is the most selling AION cars in the Chinese market as far as I can see on the road right now. This is called AION WEY Plus. So AION WEY is you can consider this as a people mover or medium-sized SUV, but it's a 5 seats. Opening doors, interior feels okay. There's nothing special. Everyone does these ways. Center console, the tablet screen, everything is all there. But the major part is the space. I'm gonna move the seats to a reasonable, height or level and things like that. And if you open this, look at the space. I'm speechless. This has way more space than something like I don't know. It just feels so spacious. You are seeing these cars everywhere on the Chinese streets because they're just so spacious. At the same time, very inexpensive in terms of designs, in terms of features and all things. Pure electric goes up to more than 400, 500 Ks. And then yeah, manual tailgate, and yeah, still tons of storage for the size of this car. I think the size of this car is even just close or even under the RAV4. In some way, the interior space feels really good. And that's the AION stand. On the far corner, we have another GAC brand called Hype Tech. Not really popular. Car is good actually, according to many specifications, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And last one, we are going to have the Smart brand. We've done the Smart #1 and #3 in the New Zealand market. They are sort of small, medium-sized SUVs, pure electric of course. Then now they are having the #5. This is bigger. This is not a smart vehicle anymore. This is definitely more of a premium, medium-sized SUVs on the market. Hopefully once these people get out, I can have a look inside. But yeah, the interior and the exterior looks quite different from the other smart vehicles. This is a little bit more off-road oriented, but I think most people who buy this is going to use this as a daily drive. All right, before we get inside, the funny thing, every Smart that's going to be sold in Chinese market will have this Mercedes logo, where on the overseas market where we have the New Zealand versions, we don't get the Mercedes logo, which is funny. Let's have a look inside. So flush looking door handles again, just like the Smart. And over here, very different interior, so much bigger dashboards over here, and then very different interior layout compared to other smarts. Steering looks identical, but the center console looks quite different. You are going to see. Let's have a look inside. Whee! So this is the dashboard. This is the, yeah, this is quite cool. So you do get app controls. It's obviously Chinese versions. Now over here you get the passenger screen. Passenger screen will get their own music or media, whatever they want. I'm not even sure that's going to be available for the New Zealand or also overseas market, but in China you are going to get that. That's quite important. Over here you get different driving mode. You get brushless at the wall. So this is the brushless version. Over here, that's the dashboard. Head-up display is also there. Steering looks identical. Interior feels cool. Seats looks very like the Brabus #3 or #1. So the suede finish over here, leather finish on the side. Door material looks quite cool. And the door buttons feels like Mercedes looking. Over here, very nice design. I love the design actually. Quite cool design. That's the Brabus #5. Now the second row, it's so spacious. What the hell? This should be a smart vehicle. I'm sitting at the back. I think the front position is fine for me. I've got so much leg room over here. Just tons of space. Seatbelt feels very similar. Door handles. Oh, you can even electric adjust your seats underneath. That's cool. That's awesome. Now the rear design also is very striking. Let's see. Press that. That opens up. Space is again quite good actually. It's reasonably long. Boot is lifted, but you can see the storage underneath. So yeah, overall that's quite good. I can see the adjustable suspension as well. So that's definitely got air suspension on this particular setup. Yeah, overall that's a cool looking car. Don't mind the design at all, but it's definitely not as smart or mini vehicle anymore. This is a lot bigger than what an average smart looks like. Second look on the side for the profile. Yeah, we're going to see this in New Zealand soon, so hopefully we'll be able to do a drive video for this vehicle. All right, that will do for the third stadium. We'll see you at the fourth stadium.